Well, after a pretty short break there, we are getting straight into game, and it's actually Spoods who found a goal 10 seconds into this game. They caught even us here on production off guard. So we didn't even have time to take our full break, but we are just getting straight into it here against Kent State. And wow,
that's a second goal. Holy smoke, St. Clair starting off hot, and this is exactly what they did against Shenandoah, and it worked so well for them doing it here against Kent State. Absolutely huge. And you know, St. Clair starting off 2 goals in 15 seconds, you know they're hot, you know they're feeling it. And it is the advantage, right? They did have a best of 7 series before Kent State. They had that warm up for this game, and I think maybe Kent State gonna need a little bit of time to warm up is really gonna favor the Saints.
Yeah, for sure. Saints just coming hot off of a 4-3 win there, or a 4-2 win there, sorry. And they are going to be coming into this nice and warmed up. And not only that, but also on the same page mentally as its Comp. Going to be taking one from the skies that Jay set up there. Look at the boost, perfect angle there. And once again, Comp sending one down straight into the net. He loves that angle.
What a touch by Comp. 3-0 St. Clair up already, just 40 seconds into this one. Absolutely on fire to start this off, and this is exactly what you want to see. You get that insurance going for yourself here. And we didn't even introduce Kent State so far. It's Rain, Gary the Snail, and Sky Carball here for Kent State, the 3 players for them, down 3-0 early on in this one. They are the 2nd seed, so definitely for St. Clair, it is going to be some tough competition, but so far, I think that warm-up series really has paid off for them.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like they're just, they just came into this one so hot, so ready, and they are going to...
Hot and ready.
Not a Little Caesars pizza, though. They're actually going to find more than that, more value than that.
True.
As Jay is going to come off this pass from Comp. Not able to find one for himself, as 3 Kent State players are ready for that. But is it one? No, Rain trying to find one quick onto the post there. But it's Jay who's going to come flying in with the boost for the save. Once again, sent high. Sky trying to find something, but 3 Saints players in the zone here. Ready for the defensive plays. Spood setting up in front of the net. He's going to knock it high once again. Rain, the ball being sent over him. Rain finding the demo onto Jay, though. That is going to give a little bit of time for Kent, but it's actually going to be the ball that's cleared, giving Jay some time to respawn.
And we were talking about in that last series, a shot from the net, not going to really get there, but how much St. Clair likes to play their first game as an analytics game. This one, they decided to just throw it out at the window, just going to play aggressive and hope for the best, and it worked out for them so far. And this one, I think they did read Kent State like a book. I think Kent State did. You know, you're coming into this game waiting for the last series to happen. St. Clair coming in with that warm-up advantage that they did have, and it definitely has looked different. They have cool off here. They haven't really scored quite so much, haven't had a lot of chances here in the last couple minutes. I do feel like, too, this series, even based off this game number 1, is going to be a lot faster paced. I feel like both of these teams just flying around this pitch, able to, you're finding opportunities back and forth here for both sides. I think for me, looking at this series, it's going to be a lot faster paced than maybe the last one is. I feel like St. Clair able to play kind of that calculated game. I think in this one, you're going to have to try and find momentum, because I think it's going to be a much bigger factor in this one.
Yeah, for sure. The momentum is going to be huge in this game, and starting off so aggressive, having that warm-up series, like you said, but playing that series, but it's Rain who's going to find one, bringing it back for Kent State, stopping the shutout. They are going to have a minute 50 left to take this game back, so there's still time in their hands, and if you're going to be hitting shots like that, if Saints are going to be allowing those opportunities to happen, the game is definitely not over.
Yeah, I think there was a bump on the other end, but that was just a really lucky bounce, honestly, off the side of the sidewall there, and was able to find the net. And St. Clair going to be having to try and find the answer back. Minute 34 left here. St. Clair still with the 2-goal advantage, so they are holding on to that insurance policy, but we have seen definitely Kent State be very explosive on the offense. So you don't want St. Clair to let up on that offense for themselves, because if you can find another goal here, you feel a lot better with a 3-goal lead than you do with a 2-goal lead, because it really does make such a huge difference having that extra insurance factor. Jay gonna shot on net here. It will be a goal they will find that insurance factor here. Good job by Jay and Comp working together on the offensive side. So just look at that big bump by Comp, able to clear out the front of the net. Jay put that one in the empty net, and St. Clair up to a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, Gary here, he was just not able to stop that ball from going in there as Jay found it. Gary with the flip was not able to save it. And a minute left here, 3 goals needed for Kent to try and take this game back. It's Jay who's actually going to be denied by Gary there. Comp trying to send one in here, but Rain is set up perfectly. Oh, wow, I really thought it was going to send in there, but it goes a little bit wide to the right as the clock keeps ticking down. 43 seconds left now.
Yeah, you do see Kent State really trying to find this goal here, but St. Clair, every time it goes into their own zone, they turn it away. Shot on net, gonna go off the crossbar. Comp here for the rebound. He's gonna find the back of the net. St. Clair go up 5-1. That is most likely gonna seal the deal here in game number 1. And St. Clair off to a hot start again in this series. Absolutely huge for them, both momentum-wise and mental-wise.
Yeah, for sure. I think the mental coming into this is huge because you're coming off of that win and you're coming off of a relatively close seed to you, right? 12th and 13th seed like we talked about, but you're going up against, is it the 2nd seed here? Yeah, Kent State, the 2nd seed in NACE Star League here. That is definitely, that's one that coming in pre-game, that's one that's weighing on your mental. And if you're able to come into game 1 and just start off so explosive like this, Sky Carball going to be able to trade one back, but there's 10 seconds left. There's just not enough time for Kent to take this game back. Nonetheless, though, a nice goal by by Sky there. Going to be able to send it into net. But yeah, 3-goal lead still for the Saints here off of the kickoff.
Yeah, really good game for them here. I mean, really it all started with that explosive first minute of play. Able to find 3 goals early on made such a huge difference because we saw Kent State find once they settled in, I feel like it was a lot more competitive game. I feel like the pace slowed down a lot more as well. I think that first 3 minutes was so crazy back and forth between both these sides. I feel like after that, it really did subside. But you see the shot counts here. St. Clair, pretty dominant, 12-6 shot on the shot count here. It showed in the scoreline as well. And I think they made such a difference in their last series. Looking into this one, I think if you can keep that momentum going, keep that shot count going, keep that offensive pressure going, it's really going to pay dividends for you.
Yeah, for sure. And as these players ready up for the next one, yeah, just looking at this, 7 shots for Jay. Jay really coming into his own in this game.
And 3 assists, too.
Yeah, considering in the last series, we saw him almost taking that defensive spot 90% of the time. It's definitely nice to see Jay coming in, finding 7 shots, 3 assists. He's clearly just setting up the team here. And as we get into this second game, Kent State got to make some adjustments, got to shut down this early game aggression that the Saints were able to find in game 1.
Sky Carball going to get it by 1 here. Comp can pick it up off the back wall. Passes over to someone there. Rain going to pick it up off the side, though. Booth's going to try and find this one. And again, St. Clair, you got to try and find early pressure here because it paid so well for you. Shot on net. Rain going to turn that one away. Getting get by Comp as well, but someone going to be there to answer. Spoot's going to get demoed there by Rain. Comp going to be there on the backside to get it. Will clear back out towards Kent State. Sky Carball going to be here to stop it. And pretty slow start to this second game.
Yeah, much slower than the first game there. I mean, we saw the first goal in 10 seconds before we had even gotten into game here on the stream. And Jay going to keep it in the zone here. Comp challenging Gary there. But it's going to be Rain sending it high back to Spoods. And I think this game is definitely going to go a lot slower. I think after that first game, I think Kent State is going to be playing a little more defensive, and we definitely saw that from the beginning. But now they're kind of figuring out, okay, like we said, the first game is for both teams now always used as almost like an analyzing game, right? You just want to sit there, find out how these teams play, and adjust accordingly in your second game. And in a best-of-7 series, you really have the time to do that, and you have the leniency to do it. And we're seeing how these adjustments are paying off from both teams as very, very close game here. Back and forth, back and forth. A minute 30 into this game, and still nothing has been found. Only a few shots on net. and some saves have come out.
Yeah, I was going to say, best of 7 series, you have so many opportunities, so much time to try and figure out your opponent, figure out how they play, and take advantage of it. So I think both these teams, second game, more of one of those things where you're figuring out how your opponent is going to play, how they're positioning, how their attack and defense looks. And that's when then once you figure it out, that's when you start, start pushing your offense, start making good defensive passes, good defensive plays, good consistent clear shot on net. You're going to be stopped up by Comp to be able to take this ball as well. Rain going to be there to stop it for a second. And again, a little bit slower of a game number 3 here. Not too many crazy opportunities for either side. Again, both these teams just kind of playing the analytics game. And I think because, like you said, it is a 7-game series, you can kind of lend yourself to having that game, especially if you're St. Clair, of just, figuring out your opponent.
Yeah, for sure. And especially if you're using that first game to figure out your opponent and you're able to take that game, that is a huge, huge advantage to you if you are the Saints. But still, once again, very slow game here off the start, but it's Comp who finds the opening goal this game, bounces off the ground, straight over the defender and in. Look at this, bouncing right over Rain there, who tries to come in from the side for the save, but I think Jay would have been there for the rebound, even if a save happened.
I think it all started with Jay there too, sick and tired of this slow-paced. Carball had taken that ball, trying to dribble it. Jay was like, nah, you know what? I'm just going to slam it. Does off the crossbar. He's going to go back out to Comp, and he's going to be able to score their goal. And St. Clair up a goal here, 2 minutes remaining. A lot better defensive game for both of these sides. I think really has made a difference. I think even one goal is going to be difficult to come back in, because right now this game pace is just not a pun at Gary the Snail, but it is going at a snail's pace.
It is going in a snail's pace for sure. We've only seen one goal in the first 3 minutes here, and right as I say that, second goal comes out. Caster's curse here. We saw Caster's blessing. Sorry, yeah, but we saw the same thing last series too, where Saints are just able to find these leads coming into these games. And now, when you're finding a lead like this so late into the game, it's one of those ones that's very tough on Kent here.
Yeah, pass in front of the net. That's going to be a free goal for Jay. Beautiful touch there by Comp there in front. Almost basically a solo play by him there off the face-off. Jay just getting a nice little tap in there from his teammate. And that's St. Clair, another 3-goal advantage here over Kent State. And now with only 1:32 remaining, you had a 3-goal lead for St. Clair, but there was like 4 minutes left in the first one. Now there's only a 1.5 minutes. So you got to find an answer here for Kent State. You got to find one quickly, because St. Clair is just piling the pressure on in the offensive zone, and Kent State not really finding the answer for it, not really being able to stop the St. Clair attack. They got to try and get something back in their favor, or else St. Clair going to go up 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because coming into this game, we're really expecting Kent State to put up like a good fight, really, but right now it's just going all Saints. And I want to say that's just because of the amount of warm-up and kind of just how in the zone they are from that first series. And that is the 4th goal hat trick for Jay in this game too here. 55 seconds left. Saints have all but closed it out.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be Jay finding his hat trick, beating all 3 players on that shot. Perfect placement. And at this point, Kent State looking towards game number 3. They're down 4 goals. We've seen crazier things happen, don't get me wrong, but I definitely think for them, you got to start looking at game number 3, trying to figure out how to play differently, because St. Clair, the last game, they started off with, a crazy amount of explosiveness in the first minute. This one, they took it slow, they analyzed their opponent, and then they surgically strike. With 2 minutes remaining, they pot 3 goals in quick succession, and it turns into, you feel like at 1.5 minutes, this game's pretty much over with the 3-goal deficit. So Kent State going to have to try and find something in this 3rd game to try and set St. Clair up for failure and try and set themselves up for success, because right now, looks like it's all St. Clair. Spoots a shot on net here. He is going to find a 5th goal for St. Clair. All 3 members getting involved in the scoring in this one, and 10 goals in 2 games for St. Clair.
Yeah, Saints are just padding the stats at this point.
True. A little bit of stat padding. That's okay.
A little bit of stat padding at the end of this game, but I mean, that's what these games are here for, right?
True.
I feel like every team takes the opportunity to do that. Always looks good to just see a nice little scoreboard at the end. But yeah, dominant game 2 for the Saints. A demo from Sky is going to go on to Spoods, but time is ticking down. That is 1 second. That is going to be the game for the Saints. And as the ball falls, Saints are going to find game 2.
A shutout on the defensive end, absolutely huge for them. And 3 goals in that one for Jay, a hat trick for him on 6 shots. And St. Clair clearly taking advantage of that offensive pressure. 12 shots, again, 12 shots to 6. I think that's the same thing that was in game number 1, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, for St. Clair, again, just a very, very good game. They were very patient at the beginning of this one, weren't really finding too many opportunities. But you see here, 3 goals, 1 assist for Jay, 1 goal, 4 assists for Comp. So, the goals he didn't score, he did set up. And I mean, really, really successful game number 2 there for St. Clair, and really successful series so far. I think both on the defensive end and on the offensive end, they just put on a show, and Kent State doesn't have an answer for them.
Yeah, coming into a game like against a strong school like Kent State, I personally, I just really wasn't expecting seeing such a dominant showing. I expected a lot of the games to go like that first 3 minutes of that game, right? A lot of passing back and forth, a lot of saves, and just a ton of clearing and kind of just, like analyzing, adjusting on the fly, and really trying to just find these chinks in the armor for on Kent State side.
Yeah, I think for me, I really want to see Kent State. They took a little bit longer break between this game, between game number 2 and game number 3, so a little bit more time to settle in, try and adjust. And I think for me, you really got to find this game. You got to, at least, even if you don't find the game, I think, obviously going into the reverse sweep would not look good for you, but at least early on in this one, try and get a goal, try and find some momentum, because not only did St. Clair score 5 goals in that one, but they also found the shutout. So any kind of offensive pressure that Kent State had, St. Clair able to turn it away, and they really got to try and find something on either end of the field to get themselves an advantage, because right now it looks like all the cards are in St. Clair's favor.
Yeah, Spoods trying to keep it in play here for the Saints as he knocks it out to the right corner. Comp there. Gonna take it back to the corner, but Jay set up, and it's Sky who's gonna knock it straight off the crossbar, but another rebound from Spoods. And wow, all 3 players there involved in that one. Rain not able to rotate in time. Spoods finding the angle from above, straight on into the net. 34 seconds into the game, the Saints have found a lead.
And that was just a mistake. It was a double commit on that ball that Comp was passing out, and it meant that you left one goalie in mid, or the other player from St. Clair able to take it out, and that meant that Spoods got a free rebound, able to put it in the back of the net. Shot on net, though. This might be a goal. Jay gonna find it. Another double commit on the sidewall here against Spoods, and it means Jay, again, finding that opportunity, is able to get it all the way back. I mean, that barely rolled into the corner, but we'll take those any day of the week. And St. Clair finding another 2-goal lead early on in this series, and we've seen how effective they get when they find these early leads. And I'm worried for Kent State at this point, because 12 goals in 11 minutes is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous for sure. And the Saints' explosive play, Kent State just doesn't know how to deal with it like we saw Shenandoah do in the series before. Kent State, they don't want to be going down. You don't want to put yourself into a reverse sweep situation, but it's Comp there who's going to make it look like that might actually happen. 3-goal lead for the Saints. A minute, not even a minute 20 into the game here.
And I want to point something out too. That play, there was a double commit from St. Clair onto that ball, right? They were able to get it. They got the pass towards the middle, but normally you would see Comp rotate back in the defense because he needs to be back. He's that third man. But instead, he's like, you know what? I got this ball. I'm going to go for that play. Makes the aerial play happen, able to put it in the back of the net, and it just shows you how confident St. Clair is feeling. Jay going to go for the flip reset in the mid there, and it just looks like St. Clair is absolutely dominating. Kent State are just nowhere to be found on this field. Gary going to be there for the save on a Spooch shot, but again, St. Clair, more offensive pressure pushing forward here, winning every 50-50. Kent State, you got to find something for yourself here. St. Clair is going to take this series.
Yeah, St. Clair definitely looking good to take this series so far. Keep in mind, we're only 2 games in. There's 3 minutes left on this 3rd game here, but with a 3-goal lead, Saints, they're kind of just chilling for a little bit. I mean, they're going to be trying to find whatever openings they can, but for the most part, they're just playing clear the ball simulator and save simulator here, as they're just going to be taking more of a defensive approach. But as soon as that ball comes into Kent's side. They're going to flip immediately to that offensive approach, and it's Jay who's going to find it off the crossbar. Not able to find it, but that's a goal for Rain. Kent, the triple commit from Saints leave him wide open, and it's Kent. Rain there, going to find the first goal for Kent in this game 3.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jay not able to get to his own rebound there. It does mean that Kent going to pick up a goal there. And, I mean, you're halfway through this game, only down 2 goals. Definitely still a pretty close game here, definitely a doable one. But, I mean, for me, that's just Kent capitalizing on a mistake that St. Clair is making, which at this point, and, you know, with teams as good as this, is expected. Jay going to find a second goal for himself in this game. And just as Kent State found something for themselves, St. Clair going to find an answer, and Rain just not a good touch there in the midfield. You can't put that ball in front of your own net. Jay going to take advantage of that mistake from Kent and put it up to a 4-1 scoreline. St. Clair, again, just dominating here. 14 goals in these 3 games so far. It's just insane. 15 goals in 3 games. St. Clair is just all over Kent State right now.
Yeah, St. Clair not allowing this loser's bracket run to end. And I mean, Saints have found so many goals in this series at this point that, like, I'm not even getting, like, super hype when they find one, because
it's hard, because you're like, they're scoring 15 goals in what, 13 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, more than a goal a minute pace is insane at this point in playoffs, nonetheless.
Yeah, in playoffs, in the loser's bracket, where every team is down here fighting for their life, fighting for their playoff spot here in the NACE Star League. A minute 50 left with a 4-goal lead. Saints are finding themselves in a very, very good position to put Kent into a reverse sweep situation in this series.
Daunting task for any team to be in. Kent State, very, very strong school. Don't get me wrong. They definitely have the potential to make this reverse sweep happen, but it's not like it's been overtime in all of these games. It's not like it's been, you know, everyone is so close it could have gone either way. St. Clair has just been absolutely outclassing Kent State, not only in the offense, but also in the defense. They've only allowed, I think, 3 goals throughout this entire series while scoring 15 of their own. It is just unbelievable how good they look right now, how confident they are in making these plays, and it's really showing in their success throughout the series.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it just comes down to, like, the matchups of the schools. Like we said, Kent, very strong school. I mean, finding themselves as the 2nd seed, they've made it this far in this loser's bracket here. So it's like how sometimes it just comes down to the matchup of these players and how the individual players stack up against each other. And it seems like Comp J and Spoods here, they just know how to find these openings onto Kent and how they play.
Yeah, I think really for me the difference maker has been Comp. I think Jay finding a lot of goals throughout the series, and he's going to find another one, and that's going to be another hat trick here for Jay. Going to put it up to 6-1 here with 28 seconds remaining. Spoods going to be actually, I think it was Spoods' goal. I think Jay actually might have stolen that one, but Jay, it's okay. He's going to take that hat trick anyway it comes. And St. Clair 6-1 lead in game number 3. It is all but over, and they're going to force Kent State into a reverse sweep scenario.
Yeah, Kent State, that's a very hard situation to pull yourself out of, especially when you're at this point, when 16 goals have been scored on you in less than 15 minutes. It weighs on your mental. That tears apart your mental. And going into this game, into this last game here, trying to take yourself out of a reverse sweep situation, it's very, very hard, and you really just got to reset the mental, take a breather, and try to make the adjustments that you can. Really get analytical in this time between this next game, because this is all they've got.
Yeah, I think for me, you gotta find a way to stop St. Clair's offense. You gotta find a way to stifle this crazy amount of shots coming through, like 10 shots. It is 7. So you know what? This game I think was a lot closer in shots for both sides. But again, St. Clair just finding those key quality shots that turn into goals, and that's why they're able to go up 6-1. And I think they find quality shots, but I feel like a couple of them just really bad mistakes from Kent State. And when you're at the point in this series where the scoreline is 16 goals for St. Clair and 3 for yourself. It is just so tough to try and find any good moments, but you got to start making something happen because you are in the lower bracket. If you lose this series, if you lose any of these 4 games, you are out of the NACE Star League playoffs. So you got to find something here. You got to find some momentum and ride it in throughout this because you're going to need 4 games in a row. It's going to be a tough task.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough task, and I really think it's going to come down to a mental game here for Kent. They got to find some kind of early lead on the Saints to really make the Saints have to think, all right, stop and think, we got to shut down Kent here. But it really just hasn't been like that in this series. So Kent, I like the early aggression here in this first 30 seconds. Keep it in the Saints zone. Get as many shots on net as you can because that's really all you can do.
St. Clair, 30 seconds and have not found a goal, so at least that's good for Kent State because it's been fast and furious goals early on in these games for St. Clair. And so far, Kent State has had a couple opportunities for themselves. Another shot there. Rain going to try and put it towards the net. Comp going to turn that one back into his own corner. Going to try and take it out. Going to beat 1, going to beat 2. Can he beat the 3rd here on the way back? He flips up off the top shelf. Going to find a teammate. Spoods there to clean up the rebound. And St. Clair again striking early on in the game. Going to find a goal. Their 17th of the series. Spoods going to put that one in. And St. Clair find that early goal and put Kent State in the hole early on again.
Yeah, little prediction here. I think that might just be the game for the
Wow.
Saints. Finding
Really?
another early goal like that. We've seen how they're able to just snowball these leads. And with this aggression coming out, Comp finding a demo. Oh, but Spoods, he's not there for the save. And Rain is going to make it 1-1. Maybe I really did just hit the Saints with the caster's curse. Hit Kent with the caster's blessing here as Rain is able to find one. But I really think it's only Rain who's found goals in this series for Kent, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. It's been a struggle on the offense for all 3 players from Kent State so far. But they do find a goal here. They find an answer, and I think that's super important because St. Clair, we saw them. That once they found a goal, they went on 2 goals, 3 goals. They were able to put themselves in so much of a better position before Kent State found an answer. For this one, St. Clair scores a goal, and then, just 20 seconds later, Kent State answers back, and so for them, it's so good to find at least an answer, try and cut off St. Clair's momentum before it gets started. And we see now St. Clair, I feel like once you score that first goal, they become so much more explosive. Here they're playing a little bit more reserved here. They're not playing as crazy push forward on the offense here. And I think that really has helped out Kent State because, again, we talked about this in the first series, we talked about this so much in this one as well. St. Clair, when they get that offensive pressure mounted, it feels almost like you're suffering in your own defensive end for, like a minute or 2 minutes. You're just stuck there.
There's
Carball. Sky Carball going to find a goal for Kent and going to finally put them in lead, I think, for the first time this series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I want to say for the first time this series, as Kent finding that rolling one, or bouncing one in there from Sky. Yeah, that is going to bring them to the first time they found a lead in this series and possibly bring them into a little bit of momentum in this series because, like you said, you lose one of these upcoming 4 games and that is your loser's bracket. That is your NACE playoffs run over.
Really important there. Halfway through this game, still a 1-goal difference between these teams. Definitely not over just yet, but St. Clair going to try and find something back here. Comp can get the ball, pass over to the corner. Spooge, pass out towards the middle to himself. Here, shot on net. Gary the Stanley going to save that one. Jay going to pass it out, try and find a teammate there. Going to find Comp, but Comp can't put it in the net. Or sorry, Spooge can't put it in the net there. Off the crossbar and out. And Kent State going to take this ball back away to St. Clair's end. Going to breathe a sigh of relief because a couple of really close chances for St. Clair to try and tie the game up.
Yeah, Spoods with a demo there onto Gary, as this gives them time to try and find one. I think it was Jay there. Yeah, the hit's just off the crossbar, not able to find that shot, and it's Sky who's going to come in with a demo of his own to try and make this offensive play for Kent. But Spoods going to be clearing it out. It's actually Rain coming in, sending it to the corner. Jay picking up a little bit of boost for himself. Going to try and set up here as Comp, sending one mid. But it's Rain. Going to be clearing it back out.
Booth ball in the corner here. Minute 40 remaining. St. Clair trying to seal up this series, trying to get a 4-0 sweep. Kent trying to start the reverse here. Shot not going to be touched actually there. Rain going to get that ball into the corner. Sky Carball going to get this one. Booth's going to turn away for the moment. Couple ping pongs back here in the midfield area between these 2 teams, and definitely a little bit slower pace here in this fourth game. I feel like both teams definitely not playing, especially St. Clair, at that breakneck pace that they were playing at there in game number 3. Comp can get this ball in the middle here. Going to put it back into the corner, actually. Jay, try and pick it up here on the side, but not going to be able to get any kind of touch on it. Spood's going to go for that 50-50. Is not able to win it. Rain can take this one up in the corner. Beats one here. Has the flip off the ceiling and pass towards the middle, but none of his teammates are ready for that one. Fortunately, now 50 seconds remaining. St. Clair trying to tie it up. Kent State trying to hold on to their last little bit of hope here in the NACE Star League playoffs.
Yeah, 42 seconds here. Saints trying to find a goal here. Jay just barely once again off the post there. And it's Comp. Gonna be trying to send it back out, but Sky denying it as much as he can here. 30 seconds remaining for Saints to try and find something, or else Kent is gonna start their way on this reverse sweep. We still got 20 seconds left a game here, and it's in Kent's zone. Comp here for the challenge, sending it around middle field. But it's going to go all the way in from the other side. Rain is going to find it with the floater there. Look at how he just lobs it down, and it is just going to bounce straight in.
That hurts. That hurts for Spoots because you know exactly where that ball is going. You jump and you realize, I don't have any boost to get to this ball.
Yeah.
And you just watch it sail over your car and go into the net. So that most likely is going to be it unless St. Clair find a miracle goal here. Spood's going to get this ball, but not going to put it on net. Jay going to try and pass towards the middle, not going to get there. And that will mean Kent State going to find their first game in this series. Will be able to start out the reverse sweep possibility. They got a long way to go, but they got to start. So definitely still a possibility for them. We see, and I mean, we know how strong they are and how explosive they can be. So it definitely gives them a chance here. But regardless, I mean, look at the shots still favor St. Clair. And I think that is something that's so persistent throughout this series that really needs to turn the tables. Because at some point, you know, you can have a couple good games where you find good quality shots, but you got to start getting more balls on net to try and give yourself a chance to win this series.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, yeah, Saints still finding so many shots in that game, but it's actually Kent. Kent found 2 there that were like fairly just open, which you can't be giving those up if you're the Saints, to be honest there. As Jay gonna send it right around mid. Spoods here for the assist, but it's Sky gonna be finding the save as the ball is fought for in the corner there, and it's Spoods with an assist from Comp, gonna find the first goal 16 seconds into the game. Once again, we're seeing the Saints get aggressive off the start.
That's exactly what they need to do if they want to finish up this series and bring themselves into the next round of the losers, or the lower bracket here in the NACE playoffs. Jay gonna get this ball off the face-off. He's gonna win 50-50 as well. Gonna try and put it towards the net, but gonna be able to get that back with some boost there. Barry gonna put it off towards the corner. Comp gonna try and follow it up here. Has boost. Gonna look for the pass here in the middle. No, he's going for the shot. He's gonna find a goal there. Comp with some trickery off the side wall is able to score a second goal. And St. Clair, we see them score in bunches. Kent State, you gotta stop this chain of goals, because St. Clair, if you don't stop this chain of goals, they just keep going and keep going and keep going. And if you find yourself in a 3 or 4 goal hole early on in this game, I think it's going to be tough for them to try and come back.
Yeah, and we saw that in those first 3 games. Saints find themselves with a 2-3 goal lead, and when you're down that far, it's so easy for Saints to be able to, you know, play a little less defensive because they have such a lead padded up.
That was such a good play. Oh, it doesn't go in. But Spoods, that was such a good play for him, because not only did he get a nice touch there off the back wall, but he actually bumped the player out from the front of the net, so the ball almost dropped in front of the net for his teammates to go there. Luckily saved out, but really, really good job there by Spoods to make that play.
Yeah, Spoods still keeping the ball in play, as it's going to be a pass to Comp that just gets right off the post, and it's Rain there. The save from the shot from Jay. Spoods, though, he loves to just keep this ball in play for his teammates, set it up for Comp and Jay as they take the shots. And Spoods rotating back over, but nobody can rotate in time. And that is what happens when you get too aggressive and too comfortable with your lead. You find an opponent with full boost set up, and he is able to just find that goal all the way from the other side of the field.
Yeah, unfortunately, Comp, just a half-second hesitation, didn't go for the jump, and it meant he was on the back foot all the way back into his own net there, and a goal back for Kent. Talked about how important it was to stop St. Clair scoring goals in bunches, and they were able to do that. So now they'll have a chance to try and come back here. Shot on net, it's going to go in. Jay gonna find his first goal of the game here. And I mean, Kent State just, they had people back there, but challenge from Rain was a bit short. Sky Carball couldn't get to that one in time, was facing the other direction. So Jay, really good shot placement. They're gonna put St. Clair up at 3-1 here in this game number 5.
Yeah, once again finding themselves with a 2-goal lead, and Comp finding a demo straight off the kickoff
Jay
is very big. Jay set up in the air there to stop this shot. Gary the Snail coming in and contesting Comp high as they're trying to send it back over to the zone, back to Comp, but once again, you can't be caught on. We've seen so many times these little shots from mid-zone here. They're able to find it. Can't be caught off guard by those. You got to have somebody set up on the defense, and it's going to be sending it back into Kent State's zone. Rain not able to find anything off of that, but it's Sky. He's been able to find the 1 goal in this game so far. Can he make it a second? But it's actually Gary the Snail who's going to keep it in play here. And so much pressure from Kent State, keeping it in Saint's zone, but just not enough quality shots on net that are going to get close to finding anything.
Boots pass back into the Kent State corner. 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. Shot on net here. That's going to be Comp finding that bottom corner and putting St. Clair up to 4-1 here. Absolutely wonderful stuff from him. Shaw going to find his own rebound here. Jay going to try and get that one, but Comp saying no, that's my goal. You're not taking that one away from me. And St. Clair up 4-1. We saw what they do with these 3-goal leads. Kent State, you got to find one. You got to find it soon.
Yeah, coming straight off the kickoff. They're trying to find one. Gary the Snail was taking it far there, but a demo onto Sky is not going to leave him with a teammate to help him. Rain tries his best, but it is going to be saved and cleared back out. Once again into the Saints zone as Spoods is going to take it high here, pass it off, but it's Sky going to be sending it in from above. Jay and Comp there fighting for the ball a little bit. I think at this point, Jay's trying to just find a few goals of his own. He's like, Comp, you found so many goals tonight with these crazy angles. I want to find a few. Jay finds a demo. Comp going to send it over to the middle, and Jay not set up perfectly there, but it passes over to Spoods pretty nicely, and it's Jay. There's the setup for the goal. Second goal for Jay. We're seeing like 4, 5, 6 shots from each player on the Saints here. Huge plays. Spoods constantly with the passing play. Yeah,
you see the GGs
the
in
GGs
chat
come
there.
out in chat.
And I mean, again, it's St. Clair. They rack up 5 goals again. The 4th game. In 5 games this series, they've scored 4 goals or more in four of them. Like, that is absolutely insane. St. Clair, you see. That's funny. They forgot. Okay, so they're just figuring out there. You see, that's funny. I mean, realistically, right, it's 5-1. Like, it's tough to see in a minute they're going to come back. So you see, yeah, they're just going to call it here. Actually, when you get an FF, don't see that too often, but that is going to be it. So that is going to be St. Clair taking this series. Jay going to be all by himself here. Oh, there's Spoods. They're there with the teammate, but that's going to be it. And yeah, I guess that's going to be the FF from Kent State there. And St. Clair, I don't know if the people actually play out the rest of this game. No, they're just going to end there. So that is going to be St. Clair taking this one in 6-1, 5-1 fashion. I don't know how they'll scoreline this one, but regardless, St. Clair going to take the series absolute dominating fashion. Like, outside of that game number 4, St. Clair just absolutely outclassed Kent State in every aspect of the game.
Yeah. I mean, coming in, Kent State, they definitely had game 4 to their names. Like, they had that. They started the climb back. They started the reverse sweep. But St. Clair gets back into their groove, finds that early goal again in the first, 14 seconds here in this game. And once again, taking that momentum, taking those plays, and Jay and Comp just able to convert it into so many goals for the Saints here. That is going to be them taking this 4-1 in this series.
Yeah, I was just say this you just have to finish it out for evidence of completion, just so everybody knows here. But that is going to be the end of the official game, so I think the score will be 6-1 at the end of it. And I mean, St. Clair, every aspect of this series was all of them. The offense, they found how many goals? So the 7, I think, what's that, like 22 goals in
so that would
5
be
games.
it was 16 in the first 3. I remember that.
And they
then they
scored
found 1 in the next one where Kent won 2-1 in that game 4.
Yeah.
And then
6 goals.
Oh yeah, and then I'll call it a 5 goals in this one
fair
because
enough.
the 6-1 was scored on nobody, so fair enough. But yeah, 5 goals, 5 plus 1, 16,
regardless,
yeah,
it's
21
still
goals there
a lot of goals
in this series. Yeah, lots of goals. And coming back, like Kent, on the other hand, found 5 in this series?
Yeah, just 5 or 6.
Very rough.
And I think definitely I don't know if the warm-up helped for them against Shenandoah. I feel like it really did help them. I think it just started from the outset, though. Early on, game number 1, they scored 3 goals to start off that game. I felt like after that, like Kent State just shut down. It almost felt like that St. Clair slowed down a little bit, but at the beginning of the game, it was just St. Clair finding goal after goal after goal after goal, and Kent State not having an answer for them. And I think St. Clair, I don't think the seeds really mattered to them. I don't think they were even worried about it because clearly here, St. Clair just an offensive machine.
Yeah, machine is the perfect word for it because they were just cranking out these setups like it was an assembly line.
It's true.
I mean, yeah,
It's
like
true.
Spoods in the corner, we'd often see him either send it high to Comp or send it over towards the middle, and it was often Jay or Comp that would come in and just soar it straight over one of these defenders, whether it was Gary the Snail there or Rain there on the defense. And yeah, it's just the machine of St. Clair working to its fullest, all the gears turning, and they are able to find that best of 7 in 4-1 fashion. Moving on, not ending their losers run in NACE Star League playoffs tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think for me, their next series we talked about is going to be against Mizzou, or I think UMN most likely to end up winning that first series they played against. So it will be against a top team. But look how well they played against the second seed here. I'm not that worried. Obviously you're playing against a really good team against the top seed, so you still got to be a little bit worried about it. But you're playing against number 2 seed, and they absolutely smashed them in this series. Bar none, they were just better on every part of the field. And I think for me, looking at the next series, if you take any of the momentum you had from these 2 series and put them into the next one, I think you have a really good chance of winning it.
Yeah, for sure. And as we're wrapping up the night here, we cannot forget about all of our housekeeping here at the end. First order of business, this beautiful merch we're wearing.
Look at this jacket. This thing is so nice. I'm telling you guys, this jacket is so comfortable. I wear it everywhere I go. So I definitely would highly recommend. But yeah, you can check it out, acquire.ca. We got a whole line of merch for you guys. We got jerseys, jackets, t-shirts, hoodies, crew necks, flags, masks, whatever you want, we got there. You still got the scrim tees as well. So acquire.ca/Saints. Go check it out. Get yourself some merch. Cheer on the boys. We got a lot of playoffs going on right now. A lot of these teams either going into playoffs or are currently in playoffs right now. So this is the time where you want to cheer for your Saints to, go far in these ones. Make sure you definitely support them. Acquire.ca/Saints. Get yourself some merch.
Yeah, and we can't forget about some of our other sponsors. Crunchyroll here. They've been with us since September. They're your go-to spot for all anime streaming services. They've got manga on there as well. You can get a 14-day premium free trial at crunchyroll.com/Saints. I love anime. You love anime. Get your free trial and go watch some.
I got to think about our other sponsors as well. Tim Hortons, Subway, the SRC, St. Clair College Alumni Association, Zekelman School for Business here. Can't forget about those wonderful sponsors. Thank you for allowing us to do this, allowing us to stream these games, and really appreciate you guys being on for all these years and supporting us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much to our sponsors once again, and thank you so much to our viewers for sticking with us throughout this double header here. And you got a little bit of a reward at the end by seeing the Saints just absolutely pop off. So I hope you ended up grabbing some snacks during that break because we just had
we got some popcorn. You're sitting there enjoying that because that was a good one. But last thing, don't forget about our recruiting for 2022, 2023. So lots of stuff going on here, lots of titles. Obviously, we have all our varsity titles up to 100% tuition scholarships available, and you get to keep 100% of your winnings. We have dedicated training facilities, and we have competitive and AM experience would be a plus for your applications. We have the arena being built. Don't know an exact end date for that, but it is going to be a lot of fun having these teams. We also have our academy starting up here, so 50 new scholarship positions. All these sports titles are going to be supported, so Halo, CS, iRacing, Apex, any game that you can think of, any game that you have an esport for, come check it out, come apply with it. And we have varsity teams that started out as academy, so you definitely can make yourself into a varsity team here. All players are welcome to apply regardless of rank. Apply at stclairsaints.ca/join.
Yeah, and I think people underestimate when we say all esports titles supported, we mean all esports titles.
Whatever you're into, we're open to.
There are so many people, so many students around St. Clair who are just looking to create teams for just the games they are passionate about for next year. So yeah, regardless of what you want, hit !join, I believe it is, in the chat, and that will bring you the link to the application page. You just do a quick application there, fill out what games you're interested in, what any kind of experience you have, and all of that, and that will get you in the running for an academy or varsity spot next semester.
Yeah, so that's going to wrap us up here. Our next stream is going to be tomorrow. I don't know exactly what it is. It's going to be at 4 o'clock, though, so... Oh, it's Call of Duty at 4 o'clock. So make sure you check it out here. Make sure you're checking out all our streams because, like we said, this is playoff time for a lot of these teams. So these are going to be super exciting matches. They're going to mean a lot moving forward. You're going to see them playing against some of those top teams. You're going to have some really, really good series like we saw today. So definitely check out all the streams you got coming up here. We got almost every day we have series. We have streams going on, so come check it out. But that is going to wrap us up for tonight. Thank you for coming out, for supporting the stream. Thank you for watching with us, and we really hope you come back tomorrow. But that is going to be it. I'm John Billybangs Dima, joined by Josh, Fundy, Pafundi, and Danners in the background. As always, thank you for doing your thing here. Hope you all have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock for some Call of Duty. Get some rest, and we'll see you back here soon.
Yeah, don't miss that.
Oh.